What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real reality TV. I want to talk about this real quick because, listen, Carlos King, we know he has been on his podcast kick of interviewing all of these different people. And I did not watch the interview. I don't watch a lot of his interviews, honestly, but I did not watch the interview where I saw he interviewed Dr. Eugene and Cecil, who is Dr. Simone's husband from Married to Medicine. I found it a bit strange, first and foremost, because, well, one, we already know he's like on this, I feel like, vendetta tour to make money off of Bravo without working for Bravo. And I'm not even going to say I'm hating on that from a perspective of someone that is like, look, I may have been done wrong in some way, which that's his opinion. If he feels like that, I don't know all of the back end situations, but if this is a way that I can profit off of the network without actually having to work for them, it's kind of smart. But it isn't that bright when his own latest creation called Bold and Bougie that comes on the We Network, I believe, the views for the show are abysmal, but he calls himself the king of reality TV. So it's like, you can't really carry that title when your shows for the most part are in the dumpster. It's like a dumpster fire. But also, when I saw that he was interviewing Cecil, I'm like, hold up. Didn't he call Cecil's wife, Dr. Simone, the most irrelevant person on Married to Medicine? So he's interviewing the most irrelevant person on Married to Medicine's husband. I wonder if Cecil knows what he said about his wife. But I don't know, guys. I just wanted to talk about this really quick because if you all remember from last season of Married to Medicine, on the reunion, when Dr. Eugene and Quad had a little back and forth, which I was all here for it. Some people felt like, well, he's a man. He shouldn't be speaking to a woman like that or whatever. But see, this is the thing that I have an issue with when it comes to people using that. I'm not talking about physical, but words. If a woman can say something to a man and be disrespectful and different things like that, calling their character or their manhood into question and different things like that, you can't get upset if the man fires back with his words too. Now, again, I'm not talking about physical, but we saw this on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And even though I know a lot of people don't like Peter, but when Peter and Nene had the back and forth at that time, Peter didn't do anything wrong. Nene was coming into that party that Kenya was having just unseemly and not acting, honestly, like it was just weird. The energy was definitely weird. It was shifty and it was embarrassing. And Peter was just letting her know, like, look, you were wrong for how you came in there. Like, why are you acting like that? You're better than that. And she got upset because he was calling her out. So from there, she, not immediately, but later on, she's going off and telling Cynthia she needs to tell her husband to stop acting like a damn bitch. You know what I mean? And it's like, what? But anyway, this isn't about that. But Quad was saying some things about Dr. Eugene. And Dr. Eugene, he was just like kind of pissed about it. And I like Dr. Eugene and Toya's relationship. I don't care what anybody says. She loves her husband. Stop saying, oh, she's just using him. Seriously? Come on now, guys. That's just, okay, maybe in the beginning, some people might feel like that. Because I kind of felt like that too. Not saying, she's just using him. But I just was wondering in terms of the looks of everything, whatever. You know, I had my questions, but that was in the beginning because we didn't know any of these people. And of course, I don't still know them personally, but just over the years of what I've seen, I really love their relationship. I really feel like they're friends and they're husband and wife. And it's a real marriage, because most real marriages, you have your issues and your struggles. So no, it's not like a honeymoon every day. That's real life. So anyway, with that being said, Quad said something about him and, I'm going to buy you a dress. And, Dr. Eugene, he responded in a snarky way to say something like, well, make sure it fits or something like that, right? But he responded to those things because Carlos asked him about it. I want to play this clip from that interview so you can just hear what he had to say.
I think has gotten, the script has been, we've gotten off on, like, if you're not in this mold that people think you're supposed to be in.
Hyper-masculinity.
Right. Yeah. Then you're either hyper-masculine or you a sissy.
Sassy.
Sassy. Whatever. EUGINA. Whatever. Call it whatever. I don't really give it, I'm going to buy him a dress. Like, okay. Make it a nice one. Whatever. I know what I am. I know what I am and I know what I answer to, But I think there's different ways to be a man. Like manhood isn't one singular thing, just like womanhood is not one singular thing, But this whole notion of women's business and that kind of thing, like if we were to rewind 30 years ago, the women wouldn't have had anything to say. We'd have just been man talk. And we would have squashed them and said, no, you all stay in your place. Mm-hmm. Don't say anything. But I think, society's kind of overcorrected and oversteered where now women are in this thing where we have a voice and we're supposed to be equal, but now we're trying to tear men down to not be able to have something to say. My thing with the show is, we're all here. We're all filming. We're all, if you're talking about my family, I should have something to say that's not, me being sassy. Like I'm speaking up either for my wife or my family or for myself. Like you don't get to talk about my family and I don't have an opinion. Just, I just don't see why we're trying to silence a man's voice, because 30 years ago we were trying to silence women's voice and we said that was wrong, And so it's equally wrong to silence my voice as well. So, I don't really care about the sassy comments or the EUGINA comments or.
But the thing about.
Yeah, because listen, Quad, she was completely disrespectful, calling him EUGINA, like vagina, and I'm going to buy you a dress and all of this other bullcrap. So when people have this feeling about Toya and how she feels about Quad, in my personal opinion, Toya definitely has every right to say, you know what, I am forever done with Quad, okay? But she has tried, and she's given her ample opportunity. And even on the trip to Napa, they showed the clip on the reunion where she said, yeah, I want to invite her to come. So a lot of other people, they would have been like, we saw how Quad iced out Mariah. She didn't want Mariah to be able to come on any of the other couples' trips. And I felt like all of the other couples were wrong for banding with Quad to do that. And sometimes I feel like that might even be some of the regret that Dr. Simone has when it comes to Quad, where she feels like, look, I stood with you on that. And I shouldn't have picked sides, hindsight being 2020 and seeing what it is now. But look, that's Dr. Simone's bad decision with that. But listen, I'm here for Dr. Eugene and Toya's marriage and relationship. Out of all of the couples, if I had to choose a favorite, they are my favorite. I really do enjoy seeing them. Like, I don't post that much on my Instagram, but I posted a little clip of when he was taking out her hair extensions. I just thought that was so cute, but it was real. It didn't look like it was played up for the cameras, for TV time, for a moment, for a scene, if you will. That, to me, you could tell that it was genuine, it was real, and I love that. And I feel like more people need to see that, because we do live in this time now when it comes to marriage where it's just so much negativity that's put on marriage, or a lot of what Carlos King has done on his shows, like Love and Marriage Huntsville, which the marriages on there are trash for the most part. The core, they're trash marriages. That's what he presents. Trash marriages, like his trash haircut. It's just ridiculous. So people need to see more relationships like this that, no, they're not perfect. No marriage is perfect because you have two imperfect people coming together, making a decision to try to make life work and do it together. And it is definitely not easy because that's just the way it is. But I love the fact that he's like, look, I don't care about the sassy comments, the EUGINA, Quad thought that she was doing something with that. And it just made her look foolish, in my personal opinion, especially sitting there being single and attacking this woman's husband and their marriage and trying to make it seem like she was out here cheating on Eugene and different stuff like that. I don't believe that. I still don't believe that to this day, right? And so when Toya said to her this season, like, did you want me to be divorced? She had a point when she said that. And I do believe that miserable people, even though Quad tried to say, oh, I have an amazing life. I actually have a life that many would envy. Yeah, material-wise, possibly. But she's, I believe, lonely. And I don't care how many trips she takes back and forth to Africa, whether it's Ghana, Nigeria, Ethiopia, wherever. Okay. The Congo. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't care. Egypt, wherever she goes, you're flying back and forth. Like, girl, please, that is not a life to be envied. I do believe that she is miserable in a lot of ways, and misery loves company. So yeah, I do believe that she was bucking for Toya's marriage to fail. Okay. But anyway, I'm glad that Dr. Eugene spoke to that. And I really would love to know what you guys think about it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.